everyone, CFL Park Hopper here, and today we are headed to Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. And I'm starting the vlog here in the car because I want to show you that the Caribbean Beach has a new entrance. It's not in the same place that it used to be, so I'm going to show you that from the car. Okay, so I'm heading down Buena Vista Drive, and this stoplight coming up right here in front of me, this was the old entrance to the Caribbean Beach where you turn in. I'm headed away from Disney Springs right now. So that was it. It is now under construction. So that is not the entrance anymore. You have to turn at the next stoplight, which is Victory Way. This is where you would turn to go to Pop Century and Art of Animation. So you're gonna turn here. Okay, so I've turned onto Victory Way, and the very first left is going to be into the Caribbean Beach, coming from Buena Vista. All right, so here we're coming up to it, and there's a little purple sign, Caribbean Beach, next left. And here it is. You can see some building here that's still a little bit under construction. We'll have to see what that is. And there's the sign for Disney's Caribbean Beach. I'm excited to see this. I have not been to this resort in a really long time, so I barely remember it, honestly, from before the construction. So now I'm really excited to see it after the construction. Okay, so we're here now at the Old Port Royale, which is the check-in area, and inside here is where the food court is and the gift shop and all of that. So we're gonna go inside, and it, you know, already I can see from the outside looks totally different than I remember. And coming in from that new driveway, which was over in this direction, I kind of had to drive all the way around like this and then come down the road. So it was totally different because, you know, you used to come from that way. So a lot different looking, but you just follow the little signs. There's a sign over there, see it? And so that'll help you, those little signs on the ground. And right here is a bus stop too. This right here is a bus stop. So if, I guess, you know, it's going to depend where your room is. They have several bus stops around this resort, but there is one right here at the front. So, you know, a lot of people I know, like in the mornings, they want to get their breakfast and then maybe head straight out to the parks. There's a bus stop right out there conveniently. So way to plan when you're here. All right, let's head inside and see what it looks like. Okay, we're coming in. I got that nice island music playing, nice Caribbean feel. It's so pretty. Check out the hardwood floors. And it's just a light, fresh, airy feeling in here. Way different than it used to look. It used to look much darker in here as I can remember. So this is like the center area where you can sit and just relax. Over here is check-in. Over there a little bit. A lot of nice places to sit when you're checking in. We got a TV over here. Playing Mickey Mouse stuff. This is the check-in area. So nice relaxed feel. They have tables here. You could sit and, you know, plan parts of your trip and things like that if you need to. So really open and airy, just beautiful, nice. I feel like I'm in the Caribbean. This to me feels like the Caribbean. Way different than it used to look here, but I think it's a really nice, refreshing take on this resort. Really beautiful. They did a good job. Okay, over here then is the gift shop and the food court. We'll start over here in the gift shop. We'll just breeze through. Gift shop is a gift shop is a gift shop at Disney, right? Got all the things there. They got Christmas stuff out. My goodness, they're ready with it. So we got Christmas going on and a lot of the same stuff that you can get in the parks. They have, of course, in your hotel gift shops. So they have snacks and things if you want to take stuff to your room. Drinks. The mugs. Now, if you don't know about the mugs are a really good deal if you're staying on Disney property. They let you get refillable soda for your whole trip. You can also fill them up with tea, coffee, things like that. So they're a really good value for your trip. Get a mug if you're staying on property. You have all the little plush toys and things over here. So lots of great souvenir items here in the gift shop. Okay, so the food court area is the Centertown Market. And let's come over here and look at the menu a little bit. So they have dinner from, 5 to 11. They also have breakfast here at the Centertown Market. They do not have lunch in the Centertown Market as far as, you know, like the fast food, I guess, quick service. They only have the grab and go open at lunch, or the Sebastian's Bistro, which is a sit down restaurant. I guess they figure most people, you know, are out at the parks during the day. But if you are having a pool day and you're going to be at the resort for lunch, just keep in mind it's a grab and go options or sit down dining at Sebastian's. The Spyglass Grill, though, which is not in this building, we'll go walk to where that is. They do offer lunch, so I'll show you where that is as an option. Okay. So right over here is the grab and go, and I'll just give you a glance at that so you'll see what your options are for lunch. So, you know, they have your drinks, they have sandwiches, salads, things that are already prepared and in the refrigerator, ready for you to take. They even have cupcakes in here, yogurt, stuff like that. So there are options and things to have. They do have some sweet treats over here as well. These look delicious. Yep. And they have ice cream. They even have the Mickey ice cream bars right here at the resort. Ooh, and a Toll House chocolate chip ice cream sandwich. That's cool. Over here they have some pizzas that are already boxed up and some more sandwiches. So there are some grab and go options for your lunchtime. They have chips over here as well. And here's some more of those refillable mugs. And I'm going to step outside for a little bit. We're going to walk around and we will come back for the food court. I am going to eat dinner here, but we are slightly a bit of 5 o'clock ahead. And so they open at 5. So they're just about ready to start opening for the dinner service in the quick service area. So I'm going to walk around a little bit, let them finish getting set up, and then we'll come back and we'll actually try some food. But I wanted to show you this here is the Riviera Resort that they're building right across the water. And that's going to be, I think, a Disney Vacation Club. So that's going to be here. And then this area is their little boat dock area. Let's head over to this little lighthouse thing. And you can see over here across the water, that's going to be one of the gondola stations. This resort is going to have the gondolas. And I'll show you one of the towers a little bit closer up too, so you can see it for the Disney Skyliner. So that's, I think, going to open next year in 2019. There's one of the Sky Towers now for the gondola system. There's another one over there. But I think that's going to be one of the main buildings for it. So it looks like if you're over there, like in those pink buildings staying, and that's still part of this resort, then it would be easy to walk right there to the Skyliner. The Skyliner is going to go to Hollywood Studios and Epcot. And it's going to have, I think, a transfer spot and things. So, you know, we'll have to figure it all out once it opens. But that's where that will go from this resort. Then you would take buses still to Disney Springs, Animal Kingdom, and Magic Kingdom. So it looks like they have bike and boat rental here. And check it out here at this lighthouse. Looks like it might already be closed up for the day. Yeah, nothing's open. So I can't get any info because it's all shuttered up. So they probably closed down like around 4:30 or 5 in the afternoon. But this is where you could rent a bike and ride all the way around. That would be fun. Especially on a nice day like today. There's a beautiful breeze. And it looks like they have a few little boats. Their lake isn't that big, though. So this probably isn't the best resort for boating. All right, let's kind of just walk around a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to get my bearings here looking at the map. So we are here, it says, at the Old Port Royale. The Martinique buildings, those must be these right over here, I'm guessing. And then you'd have to walk the opposite direction to Barbados and Trinidad and Jamaica. And Aruba must be what we saw across the water from us, okay? So you kind of see how everything walks in a circle. So if you're over at Aruba, you're going to have to come down and around to get to the Old Port Royale, which is where the food court is, where we are. They also have a giant pool here, which I'll show you. But they do have little pools around. Like there's a small pool at Aruba. There's one here in Jamaica. So you can use the pools, those little things there on the map, close to your area if you don't want to walk all the way down to the big pool. Okay. I think I'd be happy just lounging here in the hammock in the sun in this nice beach area. Now, all of the rooms here have gotten refurbished. So you will get a refurbished room if you stay here at the Caribbean beach. When I came in, I saw a little bit of construction like on a sidewalk. So, you know, I think they're still finishing up a few areas, but I think for the most part, it's pretty much done. I don't really think they have much left. Okay, so that is the, what did I say? I think that was Martinique, these buildings here. Okay. And also, speaking of rooms, I know that some rooms at this resort are a pirate themed room. I'm not sure which building is pirate themed and how far it is from the front and so on and so forth. But you can definitely check on that because I know they have some of those. That sounds pretty cool. Also, they have several bus stops around this resort. So, you know, at the beginning, I showed you the old Port Royale bus stop. Because again, if you're here by the food court, it might make sense then to go straight out to the bus. But if you're coming from your room, by each of your room areas, there should be a bus stop. So that might be a little more helpful than walking. And there is an internal bus service. So like if you're clear across the water over there in those rooms, they would have a bus that could bring you here to the main building. So you wouldn't have to walk. Okay. Okay, so we're heading back into the old Port Royale area and towards the pool. So let's check out the pool area. So the pool area has an old Spanish fort theme. You can see the buildings around here. The water slide coming out the other end over there, straight ahead of us. And it's got the cannons and everything, like an old Spanish fort. So it's kind of like Spanish fort meets pirate. It's pretty cool. Neat pool area. We have a bar over here too, right off the pool. And look at the steel drum lamp. That's pretty cool. So it's a whole bunch of lights with steel drums. It's really awesome. It's really pretty. And this side, around this side of the Port Royale, this is the entrance to the Sebastian's Bistro sit-down restaurant. So that is right here through these doors. And again, they do sit-down lunch and dinner. Here's the menu over here. And this is more Caribbean-themed food. So, you know, they have slow-cooked pork shoulder with black beans. And they have shrimp and tamales, jerk chicken, fish, Caribbean goat curry, all kinds of interesting stuff. Crab cakes, conch fritters, Jamaican jerk wings. So a lot of great stuff if you're into Caribbean food, which I like a lot of it. So sandwiches and stuff for lunch. So this sounds like a pretty cool restaurant. I'll have to come check it out sometime. Sebastian's Bistro. And this is Sebastian, you know, from The Little Mermaid. So it's pretty cool. Now, if we walk out this walkway, we're going to head to the other side of the resort where the rest of the rooms are. And I'm going to walk this way for a bit and show you the Spyglass Grill as well, where that is located, because it's not here where the Port Royale is. Of the bamboo sign, Caribbean Cay, as we're heading off into the rest of the resort. And this here is a playground, Caribbean Cay. So they have stuff down here for the kids, I guess. Looks mostly just like sand area. Not too much else, unless they're gonna add something here. I don't know.
Came up how that we're gonna be here.
Kind of got jungly on us. Ooh. Still got the Caribbean music going. Oh, maybe it's over here. Okay. Maybe here's where the playground is, through here. Aha, there's the playground equipment over here. Okay, so they do have a playground area. So this would be nice in the evening, you know, if your kids want to come and run around. If they haven't gotten enough running around at the theme park, you can come over here. So let's keep heading down the path. I love this music at this resort. It's really pretty. There's the other entrance to the playground. We're gonna keep going around though. Some more waterway over here. This is just a fun little area to walk in. What a pretty resort. Look, you could sit here, and this is a glider chair. I'm gonna sit in it for a minute. You could just sit and rock and look at the water. And you got the pool across from you, and it's shaded. That's nice. So, you know, My mother is a big fan of the moderate resorts. And what she really likes about the moderate resorts, which Caribbean Beach is a moderate, is that they are big and spacious and there's a lot of places to walk. And they're usually surrounded with water. So like this resort, Port Orleans, Riverside and French Quarter, and Coronado Springs. Those are all moderates. And I will agree with her. They have some beautiful walking areas. And Caribbean Beach, right now, I'm just enjoying this, walking around. Here's another glider chair here with a different view. Right now it's sunny, but you know, as the sun changes, it would be different depending on the time of day. There's more beach over here if you're on this side in these yellow rooms. I'm not sure which country this is exactly, but you could have a beach with the little, what do you call those? Hammocks. That's the word. I want to say cabana. I knew that wasn't right. Hammocks to lay in. So it's just a pretty little resort. Now we're crossing the bridge on the other side. Head out to where these rooms are. This really isn't that far of a walk though. So, you know, I was showing you from the camera, this seemed a lot further away when we were at the Port Royale, but this was really not that long of a walk. I think totally to my room, if I was walking from the Port Royale, I could get over here in, you know, less than 10 minutes. Of course, I'm a fast walker, but it's not terrible. And right here, when we got off the bridge, is the Skyliner pole. So those Skyliners are going to be going right over your rooms. Kind of interesting once that gets going. I wanted to show you they do have recreation activities. They have a movie under the stars every night. So whatever night it is, maybe you're going to be here at your resort and not in the out at the theme parks. You can go out to there at the Caribbean Cay Island next to the playground, it said. They do a campfire as well, where they roast s'mores. They have an Island Caribbean cruise. This is for Buccaneers ages 4 to 12. And then they have an Unsolved Mysteries. That's for 10 to 16-year-olds. So there is stuff to do here at the resort. They have poolside games every day. They do have fishing excursions. Looks like they did Mickey tie-dye at 3:30. So lots of great stuff. Halloween is coming up, so they're going to be having Halloween activities on Halloween. So lots of great activities at your resort. You know, sometimes I say you could just come on vacation to a Disney resort and not even go to the theme parks. There's so much to do at the resorts. All right, let's take a look back at the map and now reassess where we are. Okay, so we're now here where that pineapple is. We're in between Aruba and Jamaica. Jamaica is the yellow buildings and Aruba is the pink ones behind us over here. Okay, so see down in Trinidad is where the Spyglass Grill is. So I'm kind of going on the wrong side of the resort. I got to cross back over. Okay, I see what I got to do. I haven't been here in so long, you guys. I'm telling you, years. Well, a friendly cast member saw me puzzling over the map. So she said we can just keep walking straight down this sidewalk and then cross over. But those peach buildings over there, that's where we're headed. All right, so there is another restaurant down there. They do serve lunch and dinner. So again, if you're going to be here in the middle of the day, you might want to head down to the Spyglass Grill if you don't want sandwiches, if you want hot food. So let's just keep walking because I'd like to walk the whole resort anyway and really see how long it takes us to get around. These are the Jamaican rooms over here, the yellow buildings. And here is a pool for the Jamaican area. So if you're, you know, just want to be at your quiet little pool next to your room, right here is it. And here's the beach and hammock area that I was talking about. And see over there's the old Port Royale. So we're not far. That was the path we took through the jungle right there to get across. But we can keep walking down this path and there's going to be another bridge for us to cross up ahead, she said, the cast member said. So I've seen a lot of people, you know, lately ask, is it worth it to stay at the Caribbean beach? Is there a lot of construction noise? I would say most of the construction is now done. Walking around, I don't hear anything. Of course, it's close, you know, to 5 o'clock. So, you know, the end of the day, I think if they are doing construction anywhere, it's going to be during the hours of 9 to 5. But it looks like this resort is pretty much done. Maybe some small outskirt areas, but, you know, I think for the most part, it's wrapping up at this resort and you shouldn't really have much to worry about. That Riviera big building back there, maybe if you're in Aruba and you're close to where that building is being built on the end of Aruba, you may hear some stuff. But again, I think you'd hear it during the daytime, but you know, they're figuring most people are going to be out at the theme parks during the daytime anyway. So it shouldn't be too bad. All right, so it looks like we're gonna go up and over this bridge over here, which is really kind of a neat walking path. So we could have walked back across to the Port Royal from where we came from and then gone down the other sidewalk, but you know, I'm always like to see new things. And there's a big building over here that I'm not quite sure what it is. And I saw this when I came in, driving in. So when I drove in, I think I drove in over here kind of and came around. So I'm gonna try to figure out what this building is over here. Okay, where that car was coming, that was the entrance where I came from. So that was the front. There is a little bit of construction on this outside, backside of Jamaica. But again, it's in the parking lot and it's like sidewalks and stuff. So I don't think that's really gonna affect you too much in your room. This building, however, though, may be part of the gondola system. There's a pylon there and there's another few over here. So this may be the transfer building because I know there's a transfer building, you know, from your resort to the Epcot and the Hollywood Studios line. So this may be it. So if you're on this backside of Jamaica, this is going to be under construction for a while and you may hear that. Or if you're on this side, whatever those rooms are over there, you may hear it. And there's the internal bus right there. So that internal bus goes to each of your bus stops depending where you're staying, you know, and that'll take you around to the Port Royal like I was talking about. So you don't have to walk if you don't want to. So you can keep that in mind. That building behind us that we just saw, that's going to be under construction for a while. But there's plenty of places on this property, I think, where you wouldn't hear much construction. And like I said, if you're planning to be at the parks from, you know, early till later in the evening anyway, that won't really affect you too much. It's mostly if you're one of these people that likes to sleep till like, you know, 11 or 12 and then get up, then you might have some problems. Okay, let's cross this bridge and then we'll head to the Spyglass Grill. How awesome. That car right there was the same cast member. She was getting off work and she saw me still walking and she said, we're still on the right path. What a nice lady. I wish I would have cut her name. I'd compliment her here in the video. Thanks for helping us out. Yay for cast members. So we're going to cross this road and now we're going to be down in where the Spyglass Grill is. So it's pretty far away from the front. So keep this in mind if you want to go to this Spyglass Grill. If you're on that Jamaica or Aruba side, you walk down the path I did. And then when you get down here, you're going to the right. If you go to the left, you're going to be going back towards the main building. So we're going away from the main building. Okay. And this here is Trinidad. This is the furthest out buildings, I would say, from the front, from the check-in area. Okay. So if you're staying down here, you may want to take that internal shuttle bus. But, you know, if you're fine with walking, then you walk, which I'm fine with walking. All right. Here's another sign. We've made it to Trinidad. Where are you in Trinidad? Spyglass Grill. Okay, it's on the outside. We're up here, so we just keep walking down the main path. All right, so let's get back on the main path, which is over here by the water. Pardon the sun, you guys. I know we're kind of heading into the sun a little bit. Here's more of that building that I think, again, is part of the Skyliner system. Well, let's talk about the Skyliner system a little bit. So the Skyliner is going to run to the 3 resorts that are here on Victory Way, which is here, Caribbean Beach. The next is Pop Century, which, you know what? I can see a little bit of the top of Pop Century through the trees. I can see a little bit of the bowling pin straight ahead over there. I don't know if you guys can see it. Maybe if I zoom in. Right there. Can you see it? Whoop, you've seen my finger. It's like right above this bench. Can you see that little thing sticking out above the tree? That's like the bowling pin of Pop Century. So we're really not that far from Pop Century. Okay. And then past that is Art of Animation. All 3 of the resorts on this road are going to be the ones that are going to get the Skyliner system from their resort to Epcot and to Hollywood Studios. And to Epcot, you're going to be going into the backside of Epcot, into the International Gateway. So through the boardwalk and the beach club side of Epcot. Okay. All right. I think that tower up ahead is where we're going. Or maybe it's this building right here. Maybe the tower's too far. Let's keep coming around building 35 and we should be there almost. Yep. I think it's this right here. Yep, this is it, the Spyglass Grill. We made it. Yay. And hey, the bus stop to Trinidad's right through here. So if you're in Trinidad, there's your bus stop. All right, let's check out their menu. So they have cheeseburgers, Cuban sandwich. They have tacos, like fish tacos, and they even have vegan tacos. They have a yuca bowl. So Caribbean again, but they do have some neat stuff. Hi! Check out their Plinko board. Pretty cute. Okay, so this could be your lunch option or dinner option here at Caribbean Beach, especially if you're staying down in this area. Isn't that nice? You could have that instead of walking all the way back to the old Port Royale. Okay, we're gonna head back to the Port Royale. That's pretty much the resort. And now we're gonna try the food court. So I'll see you over there. Okay, so I'm back at the food court. You order here first at the front. When you first walk in, there's a queue line. You come here and you order, and then we'll get our food. So I'm looking at the kids' menus. Nope, flip it over. Oh, the kids' menu look really good. Okay, so they have salads. They have 3 taco choices. See, I was thinking about that maybe. They have all kinds of burgers. They have pasta, pizza. They have sandwiches. And they have bowls. So you can create your own bowl. All right. So let's see what I get. Okay, so this is awesome. We just sit down anywhere, and then they bring us the food. We have a little thingy. So they do have a takeout area. You can get takeout or dine in. So we're going to dine in. Look at all this beautiful painting. I love all the walls, the Caribbean colors. I'm going to sit in this section over here. But they have all of the silverware. Maybe I should get some of that, huh? That'd be good. Silverware. And napkins. I don't think I need any condiments for what I got. They have all that. They do have the drink stations over here as well. They have a little microwave and tea and toast. So this gives you an idea of everything that they have. But these drink stations are what you would use if you're going to get those refillable cups, or you can just buy a single serve cup and fill it up. But they have everything here, so it's great. All right, let's have a seat. So kind of looking outside. Nice view. Okay, so I did get the 3 tacos, and I got them with yuca and plantain chips. These are yuca chips. Yuca is kind of similar to potato, but it's a Caribbean root. And plantains, they are a gigantic banana, also from the Caribbean. Let's taste these. The plantain chips are good. They kind of, I don't know how to explain the flavor. There's a really mild flavor. But it's different than potato. The yuca are really light and crispy. They have a good texture of salt on them too, so they're good. But they're healthier for you than just regular potato chips, because, you know, they're fruit and other vegetables. Okay, then I got 3 tacos. 1 is jerk chicken and 2 are braised beef. So let's give these a taste. Okay, the first taco I tried is this one here. This was the jerk chicken. I kind of peeled back some of the onions so you can see the meat. It has a nice small spice to it. It's not overly heavily spiced, so it's pretty mild. And I like this cheese, and I think it's like a ranch sauce on here with, let me taste it. I think it has like a little bit of cilantro in it too. So it's a really nice flavor. Okay, so I finished off the jerk chicken one. And I think that is a Parmesan powdered cheese. But it's kind of creamy, but it has that nice tart taste like Parmesan does. And then it goes well with the cilantro ranch and the pickled red onion. It all goes together very well. And there's a little bit of cabbage slaw in there too. The other 2 I got are braised beef, so let me give that a try. Okay, the braised beef is a really nice taste. It's really tender. It has a really good marinade on it. To me, it jives better with the flavors of the slaw and the cheese. The jerk chicken was spicy, and then it made the slaw and the cheese and the pickled onion tastes almost sour compared to its spiciness. It was two different things going on. But the beef is more mild, and it's marinated. It goes really well with the tang of the slaw and pickled onions and all of that. So I wish the jerk chicken had a different topping. I think it would be better if it would have had a different topping profile. But this topping goes really well with the braised beef. Also, I just noticed my pico de gallo with lime because it was buried under the chips. So I didn't even know it was there until I ate some of the chips. So I will try some of that on the last taco. But I bet that would have been really good with the jerk chicken one. Okay, so overall, I like the tacos, especially the braised beef, more than the jerk chicken. The plantain chips and the yuca chips were pretty good too. Pretty light and tasty. Overall, a good meal. I would come back here and get this again. So check out the Caribbean beach. Come eat the food. Stay at the resort. It's awesome. Also, I asked about the cheese because I knew it wasn't Parmesan. I'm like, Parmesan wouldn't be on Caribbean, but it tasted like that. So it's called cojita. That's what it's called. And it is a similar texture and taste. It's a little bit creamy though. It's not completely powdery like Parmesan would be, but it is like it's a creamy but flaky cheese, and it's kind of more on the sour, bitter side like Parmesan is. But it went well with everything. So just so you know, it's called cojita cheese. Well everyone, we hope you liked our tour of Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort today. If you liked the video, hit like and subscribe down below to see more. Thanks for watching.